Hi, it's me, Ally, and animation. Bands. Animated bands. What comes to your mind when you hear the words animated band? Maybe you think of Gem and the Holograms. Maybe Alvin and the Chipmunks is a little more to your liking. You might fancy a little more of the California Raisins. Or you might be a connoisseur of the Archies. Okay, who am I kidding? You can read the title card. I'm obviously talking about Gorillaz. It's always Gorillaz. No one expected otherwise. Formed in 1998 by Damon, Albarn, and Hewlett, the fictional world of Gorillaz was created as a commentary on the idea of celebrities without substance, which was becoming prevalent in the past few decades due to the advent of MTV. The band does this by building their world through the use of music and animation, creating celebrities that literally do not exist. Ironically, this band has had enough substance to last over 20 years, having a bigger impact on the music industry than the artists they initially satirized. This plays into what I like to call the Weird Al Yankovic Paradox, in which a project that has no real reason to survive for more than a few years manages to stay relevant for insane periods of time. Gorillaz has achieved this by evolving its focus to keep up with the ever-changing media landscape, and nothing shows this better than their music videos. They are literally half the band after all. So tonight on Night Shift, I'll be going through the music videos of each phase of the Gorillaz to see how the band has changed and developed over the years from their conception in 1998 all the way to now. Time codes are being displayed now if you want to skip to a certain phase. This is every Gorillaz video reviewed by me, a fucking nerd. Enjoy! Gorillaz began in 1998 with the release of their Tomorrow Comes Today EP, which contained the band's earliest songs along with their first music video. And yep, that's a rough start right there. Now, to the release's credit, it has some redeeming qualities. It established the B-movie-esque style the group would become known for throughout this phase. It features a good song, and it introduces every member of the band, showcasing art in the group. However, this video is just chock full of strange editing choices that I just can't get past. Every member of the group except for Tootie is just a static PNG of some art they have lying around. Background footage is flat out nauseating. Whatever this is, it all just comes together to create an underwhelming start to not just the phase, but the band's video outings as a whole. At best, it just feels like an average music video that you would see from thousands of artists at the time. Now, Clint Eastwood on the other hand is a completely different beast. The video features the band performing the video single whilst chaos breaks out in the background due to the zombie gorillas, which was summoned by the ghost of Thrust's dead friend, voiced by Del the Funking Homo Sapien. Did I mention that Gorillaz lore is really weird? Because I think that I should tell you that the Gorillaz lore gets really weird. Anyways, the video properly introduces every member of the band individually, giving each one their own time to shine. Noah kicks ass, Russell gets possessed, Murdoch is pulled down to hell by his nads where he belongs, and Tootie gives excellent vocals throughout the whole animation. They even put a sequence at the end of the video to name off all the characters. The team clearly took full advantage of the medium, shedding the restrictions of live action to make the band stand out from the crowd. The whole animation is so lively and filled with energy that it's hard not to get caught up in the action. This was the push that Gorillaz needed to really kick into full gear. Of course, it's not without a few growing pains. The editing can be a little bit wonky at times, but this is definitely more than a step in the right direction. Overall, this is just a great video and the introduction the band deserved. So what better way to use this release's momentum than releasing another music video? And oh boy, does 192000 have momentum. 192000 is a high-speed, carefree ride through a strange landscape. The short uses a mix of traditional 2D animation and CGI to render the bizarre and often absurd locales that are spread through in this video. Despite the strangeness of the events that take place in this video, none of them feel out of place in the Gorillaz universe. The absurdity that was introduced in Clint Eastwood is simply turned up to 11. That's mostly what this video is, expanding on what worked in the previous video while removing and refining things that didn't work. Other than that, there's not much to talk about with this video. It's good, I give it a 19 out of 2000. Finally, rounding out this phase is Rock the House. Dude, I don't even know how to describe this one. The unnecessary editing is back, but I guess it's better here than in the other two videos. It doesn't really linger on a single shot for too long, so I guess it's pretty solid. The intro is also really nice. It's a really nice shot that gives us some world building that the band desperately needs. But other than those, I'm struggling to put how I feel about this video into words. There's blow up monkey cheerleaders, Murdoch's over here just pelvic thrusting away, 2D moans for some reason. It's just really weird. Rock the House is a good video, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know how to properly express that when I'm given this material. Overall, Phase 1 was just okay in regards to its music videos. While there's nothing horrible about these videos, except for Tomorrow Comes Today, which is a heinous crime upon humanity itself, but there's nothing great about them either. It might just be my personal experience speaking here, but there's nothing in these videos that really make me feel anything. They're fun to watch, sure, but they're nowhere close to being compelling enough to keep me coming back over and over again. It was a pretty good start, but in retrospect, Phase 1 was nothing spectacular. So after a 3-year hiatus, Gorillaz are back, sporting all new designs and music videos. You might be asking, where have the Gorillaz been during this hiatus? Well, to answer that, Damon and Cass Brown wrote a book to fill in the gap between Phase 1 and Phase 2. A 304-page book, a $90 for a used copybook, a $400 for a new copybook. I clearly have not read this book and have no intention to. This is about the music videos after all, and oh boy, these are some good music videos. Starting off, we have Feel Good Inc., this cycle's first single. And oh man, this video is absolutely beautiful. There is so much to love about this video, from the opening pan, the robotic repetition of Feel Good, De La Soul's verses, the windmill. I still get chills when the windmill enters the video. The stark contrast between its calm and vibrant color palette and the noisy gritty palette inside the ink was just shocking the first time I watched this video. The audio reflects this contrast too, creating two pieces of the song that sound somewhat similar to each other. It doesn't feel like two songs fused together to create a Frankenstein's mashup monster of sorts, but are also completely different at the same time. This forms a sound that is very unique and most likely the reason why many people have fallen in love with the Gorillaz. It sure as hell made me fall in love with them. I stumbled upon this video one day and it was just about the only thing I watched for a week. Aside from the music though, there are so many little details that you'll only notice when you keep coming back for more. From the graffiti on 2D's megaphone, to the unique corpses on the floor, breath suspended in air and frost on the window panes, the demonic atmosphere of the entire ink, 2D's zombie-like walk, and bits of foreshadowing that would play out later in the phase, there are just so many interesting visuals to keep coming back to. All tied together with a great song, this is a beautiful video, and if you haven't watched it yet, you are missing out. Moving on though, next out. Horrible live performances aside though, this video has quite a lower scope when compared to the last one, taking place in only one room. However, this does not detract from the video's quality in any way. It gives off a lively, upbeat, and energetic vibe that's so infectious that even the more stoic members of the band get out on the fun. Also, for a band that has a literal Satanist for a bassist, it surprises me that the most terrifying piece of imagery that has spawned from this group is Sean Ryder's disembodied head hooked up to all these wires and pipes. That or Murdoch sleeping with Sean Ryder. Both are equally horrific concepts, don't get me wrong. But anyways, this is a sweet little video that you should definitely watch if you haven't already. But there isn't really much else to say other than that. Next up for the judgment is Dirty Harry. The video starts off with 2D and a choir of children stranded in the desert, dancing along to the funky song while waiting for the rest of the band to arrive. First off, I love how every member of the band has received a design overhaul in order to fit the setting. They're all extensively detailed despite having never appeared again since this video. I'm also a big fan of the hypnotic movements in this video. From 2D's dance to the children's mouth movements and even the wildlife, this video has a certain rhythm that's easy to get lost in. The only thing that really holds this video back is Brown's verse. Both of the lines and the accompanying dance do not flow well with the rest of the song. Besides that, Dirty Harry is a solid music video and is worth a watch. Now on to Rocket, and I'm just gonna tell you right now that I do not like this video. There is a very specific reason why I do not like this video. You see, this video was produced as a part of the Reject False Idols campaign leading up to the release of Demon Days. It shows the band walking back to Kong Studios after the hiatus through a landfill of forgotten celebrities. Personally, I feel that the imagery of this video conveys a message that is very out of character for the band. Throughout the video, the group is shown to be walking on top of the distorted heads of obscure public figures. While at least according to what I could find, the actual pictures of the false idols were just cutouts of the crew behind the band. Without this knowledge, it can be very easily interpreted as the Gorillaz punching down towards artists who haven't really been as successful. It treats the band as if they are worth more than the celebrities portrayed in this video. This is really out of character for the group. From the beginning, the band has been portrayed as B-list personalities. The horror B-movie iconography of the studio that is within 1 inch of crumbling to the ground, equipment that constantly breaks down. All these elements give off the aura that the band is second-rate. The video shatters the idea of the band by acting arrogantly towards other personalities. Both the visuals and the accompanying song have this tone that make it seem like the Gorillaz think they are better than these idols. These celebrities are not worth their time.
Also, the song is garbage.
Luckily, someone on the team must have noticed this because the Reject Fall Styles project was cancelled and reworked into Demon Days. This is the most pronounced that the celebrity takedown message has gotten, with subsequent projects toning the aspect down significantly. But back on the actually good videos, to finish off this phase we have El Mañana. The video takes place during an attack on the Windmill Island from Feel Good Inc. It shows the island going up in flames as it is shot down by helicopters, all while Noodle is trapped inside. When these visuals are paired up with the single, the video becomes eerily suspenseful. The desolate atmosphere works beautifully when coupled with the hopelessness of the song. It comes together to create a theme of instability and unsureness of what is about to happen. This all climaxes in the finale of the video, in which the windmill is seen crashing to the ground whilst it is bombed by the swarming aircraft. This leads to the assumed death of Noodle, the event that causes the band to go their separate ways for a second time. The video is just great all around and definitely up there as one of the band's best videos. Just, if you're planning to watch this, be aware that this video is not available on the Gorillaz official YouTube channel and is only accessible through iTunes or unofficial rips that don't benefit the band. Otherwise, this video is a great conclusion to the phase. Overall, phase 2 is where the band really found their footing. It spawned their most successful album and some of their best videos to date. While there were a few rough patches here and there, Cycle has been largely a fun ride through the world of Gorillaz. With its triumph under the belt, only one question remains. Will the band recreate this success by doing more of the same, or will they choose to do something completely different?
Where's north from here?
So after another hiatus, it was 5 years this time, Gorillaz have finally turned up on the shores of the Plastic Beach. With Murdoch on the run, a kidnapped 2D in tow, a robot replica of the MIA Noodle, a kaiju-sized Russell, and dozens of collaborators that we're supposed to believe came here willingly, the band is back with their third studio album along with more new videos. Hooray! Jumping right into this, we've got Stylo. The video begins directly in the middle of the action as Murdoch and the remaining members of the band are in a car chase with both the police and the Black Cloud, who are such a confusing part of the lore that I'm not even going to try to explain them. Just know that Murdoch sold them some faulty weapons and now they're out to take his soul. This video takes a departure from the standard Gorillaz fare up to now by moving away from traditional 2D animation to put a large focus on live action with CGI characters. The transition between these two mediums is surprisingly smooth. The band members' individual models are all really detailed and fit in really nicely with their environments without being so gritty that they're unrecognizable. The chase is also really well choreographed between both the human and animated components. There's still details that add tons of characters and shots that would be missing without them, such as Murdoch's desperate attempts to roll up the window after everything else has failed, or this cop's klutzy roll onto the hood of his car after spotting the band speeding down the road. Also, just look at that damage, it looks pretty expensive if you ask me. The video ends off on a cliffhanger with the band driving the car off a literal cliff into the sea. It's only until the next video, up on Melancholy Hill, that we will actually find out what happens to the gang. That's right, Phase 3 has an overarching plotline, a first for the Gorillaz. I'll save my judgments on this aspect until the phase is over. After all, we haven't even gotten to the second video yet. And speaking of that second video, this is astonishingly beautiful. First off, this video has a ton of moving parts, especially for its short length. While the song is only about 4 minutes with a short intro segment that establishes the conflict, the video touches upon multiple individual plotlines. Of course, it doesn't conclude them both within its time frame, mostly because this was intended to be the second act of the phase's story, and the plotlines were intended to be finished in the third act, or at least they were intended to anyways. Noah's storyline revolves around her escaping the pirates that shot down the windmill in El Mañana. The juxtaposition between the imagery of Noodle shooting down the planes, fending for her life, the relaxed, laid-back tone of the song creates a chilling feeling around the whole scene. The scenes of the rest of the band are equally as great. There's Cyborg Noodle's horrifying reawakening, the legions of collaborators that make their way to the Plastic Beach, each one a caricature of the artist's persona, the boogeyman stroking a manatee. Okay, what is the deal with this manatee? I get that it's probably supposed to symbolize something, but I have no idea what that is, and it's just so out of place that I sort of love it, and I'm totally baffled by it at the same time. It's really beautiful, just like the rest of this video, but why? I love the style that they chose to render the main cast in. It's a great mix between the old and the new, using the bright color designs of the band's older iterations while also keeping the dirtier texture of the grittier CG models. It's a great look for them, and is what I feel is the definitive look of the band for this phase as a whole. Moving along, we've got two videos that, while not playing as big of a role in the phase's plotline, still stand on their own when compared to the mainline videos. I'm talking about Superfast Jellyfish and Donkomatic. The former, Superfast Jellyfish, is a nonsensical romp through a man's morning journey as he is seemingly tormented by a terrifying fast food mascot. It foregoes the traditional Gorillaz format in much the same way that Stylo does, opting to use more live action set pieces, with the animation only being used sparingly. The whole video is black and white, except for the jellyfish that looks like he came straight out of a fever dream. The song is great and the video is weird, but it's also pretty good. The latter, Donkomatic, features Daly as a lone submarine pilot trying to find his way back to the plastic beach after becoming stranded from the rest of the fleet of collaborators. The majority of the video takes place in Daly's submarine, which is outfitted with tons of lights that change color and flicker to the beat of the song as it maneuvers through the ocean landscape. This video, just like the last one, contains very limited animation elements, those being the submarines and very brief sequences of 2D attempting to contact Daly. This was most likely done to save money due to an incident that we will be discussing shortly. Anyways, yeah, good video, but lacking in substance. Let's move on. Okay, Rhinestone Eyes. Rhinestone Eyes was intended to be the third and final music video to the phase. However, due to several budgeting issues such as the album's underperformance, EMI's poor financial state and subsequent buyout at the time, and the costly production of Stylo, the video was left officially as an unfinished animatic. But in 2017, a fan by the name of Richard Van Ass published a one-to-one recreation of the storyboards, a passion project that was completed in his free time over the course of 6 years. And man, did those 6 years pay off. The animation in this video is beautiful, about on par with studio animation. I definitely encourage you to go check out his demo reel, it has some really good stuff on it. Onto the actual content of the video though. Rhinestone Eyes is the conclusion to the overarching plot of this phase. All of the plots converge together into one giant battle for the plastic beach. The Black Cloud has finally caught up to Murdoch and are laying siege to the island. Russ and Newell join back up with the rest of the band. Murdoch's deal with the Cloud is finally revealed. Cyborg, Newell, and the collaborators are ready to take down the pirates. 2D is almost eaten by a whale until Russell rises out of the water to save him, and his mouth opens as Newell's inside and she's staring at Cyborg Newell and she unmasks herself. I'm just gonna come out right now and say that this is my favorite video, hands down. Even when it was just in storyboard form, I still loved it. I honestly can't say that I'd be willing to watch the animatic for any of the other videos in here. The plot is just that good. It ties all the loose story threads together to a perfect conclusion and answers a ton of questions that the earlier videos left hanging. There's not much else I can say regarding this video other than it's a shame that this video never got officially animated. But the band acknowledged the fan recreation, so I guess all is well that ends well. Speaking of happy endings, the video for Do You Think acts as the phase's epilogue of sorts, which was technically retconned through a bunch of lore shenanigans that I refused to sift through, and I like Rhinestone Eyes' conclusion more, so we're gonna call that canon. The video follows 2D through his morning routine in the Gorillaz house. This tour gives us a bunch of new information about the band's state after they left the island. Newell made it home safely. The boogeyman is now living with the group. Russell is slowly shrinking back down to his normal size. The windmill island has apparently been recovered and partially restored. The car from Stylo made it out somewhat unscathed. And Murdoch abuses 2D a lot, apparently. This man literally hits him with the shoe because he feels like it. Look at this. 2D is afraid to go near this man. Someone just please protect this boy. Anyways, aside from the fact that Murdoch should be jailed for his crimes, the video is pretty good. It conveys that drowsing feeling that you have when you've just gotten out of bed. The video is laid back, the music is great, 10 out of 10, would recommend. All in all, Phase 3 is the most experimental phase in the band's discography by far. They toyed with creating a single cohesive world in the form of the plastic beach. Whether it's the overarching plotline or those cross-references to other smaller videos, every detail is created to make the world of the plastic beach seem like it exists beyond the small glimpses we are given. This is one of the reasons why Plastic Beach is my personal favorite album in the Gorillaz lineup. This world has always left me wanting to explore it beyond what we are given in the songs and videos from the album. It feels somewhat more whole than the other albums. Even if the other albums develop their stories way better than this one, they still don't make me want to experience them firsthand like Plastic Beach does. The final moments of Do You Think show the band getting evicted from their vessels. We don't know where or when the band will pop up next, but it's certainly going to be quite a while until we see them again. So after 7 more long years, the Gorillaz have resurfaced again because they just refuse to fucking die.
Oh, Judy, by the way, I'm Ed Mitchell from Apollo 14. That's me. No, you're not. No, I am, man. You're not. No, Roger, you're scaring the kid. Am I? Sorry.
along with their fourth studio album, Humans. Hype is high, expectations are through the roof, and you know what that means, more music videos. Let's get right on into the first one, Saturn's Bars. The video starts off with the band driving up to the Spirit House, a direct continuation from 2D receiving the eviction notice to do your thing. Unlike most other videos, this one contains about a solid 3 minutes of the characters just interacting before the actual music starts and after it concludes. This is a great way to reintroduce the characters to the audience after their 7-year absence. It's really nice to get the characters banter again after being gone for so long. And most of this fandom would agree. This sequence has spawned the most infamous quotes in the band's history just because all the scenes are that funny. It also gives us a great look at the band's new designs. Every member of the group is sporting an all-new, completely lineless design. I love each and every one of these designs. They're all super colorful and really pleasing to look at with their pastel palettes and smooth lighting. Also, 2D's pants, just look at the size of those things. They are engulfing the boy whole. Speaking of engulfing, every shot in this video is filled to the brim with life. Every single frame from this video is beautifully detailed. The backgrounds are breathtakingly intricate. The location of the Spirit House lends itself well to the mind-bogglingly seamless transitions between shots thanks to its abstract and ever-changing layout that can go right from in front of a fridge to the middle of outer space in an instant. This leads to some of the best shots in the band's entire history. Everything about this video's visuals are absolutely stunning. The music, on the other hand, is a bit more problematic. The choice of Saturn's Bars is an odd one to be sure, especially due to its innate inaccessibility. It's like if they had made a music video from 5/4 All Alone to the Glitter Freeze. All these songs are great in their own right, but they just don't scream Gorillaz the way that songs like Feel Good Inc. and Clint Eastwood and On Melancholy Hill do. There's a thread that binds together all the songs that make for great music videos and differentiates them from the rest. It's honestly hard to discern what this thread is, especially for my micro brain, but it's very easy to tell when it's missing, and this one is definitely one of those cases. Sure, on the second run through, the music was way easier to tap to. Hell, I probably adjusted halfway through my first watch, but on the first go, the song almost felt like an assault on my ears. I would have much rather preferred the video to have used moments. It just about fits the same with the visuals tonally, while also being way easier to listen to. Overall, Saturn's Bars is a beautiful video visually, probably one of the best in the band's history, but the song is a little bit of a hurdle. Now on the complete other end of the spectrum, we have Sleeping Powder. Sleeping Powder was produced in response to a growing concern about the lack of 2D's vocal presence in Humans. Both the song and the accompanying music video were completed in 3 days total, and that definitely shows in the visuals. To speed up the production of the video, Damon opted to animate the video by using motion capture. This isn't anything new for this phase. The band had been using motion capture and other rotoscoping techniques for advertisements and interviews. In fact, the model used in this video is the same one that has been used in several interviews over this release cycle.
Hey Doc, I've got a question for you.
Oh, go on, mate. Far away.
What is the most rock and roll thing you have ever done?
Taking a book back to the library at least 3 weeks late.
Ooh.
Combining awkward movements that the motion capture provides with psychedelic backgrounds and a grainy filter that gives the whole video a homemade vibe, this video is just oozing with a certain campy charm. It also helps that the single this video accompanies is a fucking bop. Overall, this video has elements that would make it horrible in the wrong hands, but Damon was able to craft them together to create a product that is worth more than the sum of its parts. The same cannot be said for Strobe Light though. Strobe Light does everything wrong in every possible way. Strobe Light is devoid of any character in every facet. Strobe Light is the antithesis to what the band originally stood for. The video starts off with girls in a club sleeping on a couch. Noel and 2D get up and join the rest of the people on the dance floor. The visuals are okay, especially for employing the same motion capture technique used in the last video. The updated models look nice and the dancing is fluid, but I can't help but feeling that something is off. It feels like it's missing character. Granted, dancing like this is nothing uncommon for Noodle, but seeing 2D use the exact same style of dance is a bit strange. Even since phase 1, 2D has always been depicted as somewhat unstylish and uncool, a complete opposite to Noodle's energetic and pop star-like personality. To see them dance in the exact same way makes the choreography seem more robotic and lifeless. The setting of the video also feels really off. It takes place in the generic light club with so many flashy effects that the video quality tanks even on the highest resolution. This place doesn't feel like something that the Gorillaz would create. It feels too sterile, devoid of anything that would make the setting interesting. This is an overcrowded nightclub where it's all too easy to lose focus. Honestly, this video feels like a reflection of Humans as a whole. The album had received tons of backlash upon release for not sounding like a Gorillaz album. It's not hard to see where they were coming from. The album had a huge over-reliance on collaborators, barely featuring the main cast at all. This video perfectly demonstrated the problems with this album. The video was too crowded, too flashy, and rarely features the personalities of the band. This video's only saving grace, in my opinion, is the soundtrack. Peven Everett does a wonderful job on this single, and I really wish that there was a better video to go along with it. Overall, good song, horrible video. In retrospect, Phase 4 was not the comeback fans had hoped for. And this shows in the Phases videos. They exhibit many of the problems that had also plagued humans, like the over-reliance on collaborators, inconsistency in style, and overall lack of the trademark Gorillaz feeling. And while I personally like the album, I will admit that there are several problems with it that prevent it from being great. And so with a less than perfect revival leaving a bad taste in fans' mouth, what could the band do next to salvage their failure? So after the relative failure that was Humans, the Gorillaz are back again because they technically never left this time. Murdoch is in prison for some reason that is somewhat tied to the Strobe Light video, Ace from the Powerpuff Girls is here for some unexplained reason, and we've got more music videos from the Now. So to start us off, we have Humility. The video follows 2D as he happily skates through Venice Beach. Just look at how happy this boy is. He's absolute happiness unit. And Jack Black, why is he here? We don't know, although he's probably filling in for George Benson. I just love how he somehow fits in despite the fact that he's probably never played an instrument before.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3,
Also, I love the setting of Venice Beach. It's just so colorful and vibrant. There's tons of little details and callbacks to previous albums in the background. There's tons of little moments with the other band members that are also really nice and show their personalities off really well. Even with Russ, who trips 2D in the final moments of the video. It's totally in character for him with his no-nonsense attitude and all. The animation is also really good, like really fucking good. 2D's movements are all super fluid and show his change in mood really well. I mean, just look at his hand, it's basically animation porn. The only thing that I don't like about this video is the absurd amount of marketing slogans plastered all over the place. Half the time, these don't even relate to the album, which is really unfortunate because these sound like really cool themes that the album could have addressed. Save Us From Him, No Unicorns Anymore, You Gotta Have Fate, Rhythm of the Dancer. These all sound like really interesting ideas that could be further expanded upon in the album. But aside from Save Us From Him, which is currently looking like it's going to tie into the whole Free Murdoch ARG, we have seen nothing since these campaigns since the video back in June. It just feels like a wasted opportunity. But setting that tangent aside though, this video is really great and definitely a must watch. Now, leading up to the release of this album, the band released 4 singles from the album, along with visualizers that accompanied them. Most of these visualizers are okay, there's nothing much to say about them other than they're better than what we got in Phase 4. I can sum up their gimmicks in one sentence, and I don't really have any criticisms for them, constructive or destructive, but there is one visualizer that clearly stands above the rest and transcends visualizing them to stand on its own as a music video. And that video, my friends, is Hollywood. Hollywood starts out just like any other visualizer with the spinny thingy and the hypnotic ringy, but when Jamie's lyrics start up, the whole video just becomes way more dynamic. It starts off simple enough with lyrics flashing on the screen, but they become way more complex as the video goes on. The video soon fades from the standard visualizer to 2D as he gives his verses, which is where the real epic stuff begins. First off, I love the aesthetic of the background of this video. It's comprised of red and green circles that contain footage of the cities. This is great because obviously 1, coordinated colors, and 2, city aesthetic. City's also looking pretty good. His animation has been limited to his eyes and mouth, and it's understandable considering the fact that animation takes forever, and it's honestly quite charming and reminds me of a better version of Tomorrow Comes a Day. I mean, just think about it. Both videos limit their animation to just the eyes and mouths of the characters and have largely the same aesthetic. It's basically just Tomorrow Comes a Day without all the baffling editing decisions that just scream, video editing is here, the future is now! Whoa! And come to think of it, Humility feels like an improved version of 192000. They have the same tone and similar premises. I think that Phase 5 might be the cooler Daniel of Phase 1. Cooler Danieling, if you will. But getting back to the video, there's not much left to talk about regarding it. I like how when Snoop makes his appearance, he's lit up with the same red and green colors as the background. It's a detail that isn't really necessary, but it's definitely much appreciated. Overall, it doesn't seem like much from the onset. Hollywood is a great video and should be promoted to full official video status. Of course, in a perfect world, this video will end like poetry, starting off by trashing Tomorrow Comes Today and ending by trashing Tomorrow Comes Today. But sometimes the world is more than perfect. Sometimes we get trains. Yes, this video is perfect. Fight me. Honestly, I thought that this video would never come out because of the radio silence from the band over the previous 2 months and the fact that they already released a visualizer for it. Which, fun fact, sports closed the transgender flag. I don't know, I thought that it was a cool touch considering that the song tackles the issues of body image and societal outcasting, even if it is more focused on drug use. But anyways, the video features the band all together performing the song in what seems to be a psychedelic void. It's hard to remember the last time that Gorillaz released a video that was just the band performing the song. They haven't really done it since Clint Eastwood, and even that was a flawed comparison. While a majority of Clint Eastwood focused on the band, it still devotes some time to a sort of story. But Trance does nothing of the sort. The first 2.5 minutes are comprised of shots of 2D looking pissed off while singing and playing the keyboard, Newell being sad, and Ace and Russell being frighteningly happy. Seriously, just look at these happy boys, they're adorable. I'm proud of them. The entire runtime, apart from the really great scene at the end, is focused on showing off animation of the band playing their instruments. And yes, this is some satisfying animation. Spiky Hand is back, baby! Best Gorillaz character of all time! Whoa! What I was trying to say there is, holy shit, this is epic. I could honestly look at the shot of 2D playing the keyboard all day. It's just that good. Throughout the video, the visuals become more and more distorted until 2D just fucking snaps and starts to send me to another plane of existence at the song's climax. This section of the song is accompanied by an assortment of background visuals coming from all sorts of different styles, ranging from horror movie stock footage to absurd stop motion animations that look like something Jack Stauber would make. It's a really nice aesthetic return to the band's B-movie theme that's been absent since the end of Phase 1. It also backs up my statement that Phase 5 is just Phase 1 but stronger. I really love all the creative concepts that were explored with these stop motion segments. The use of claymation gave the scenes a certain uncanny otherworldly feeling to them. Overall, while Trance might have the smallest scope of any Gorillaz video, it more than makes up for that by abusing its animation budget to turn even the most mundane actions into fantastically animated visuals. Okay, show's over, bye now. So yeah, that's where Gorillaz' story ends for now. They've had a few ups and downs, like really big ups and downs, but at the end of the day, they've produced tons of great music videos. They take full advantage of their medium. They overcame all the odds stacked against their success as a virtual band, becoming the first to be accepted by the general public. This video is over 30 minutes long from the script alone, and it's taken me a month to write, but I feel like I've barely scratched the surface of what this band has done. I haven't even mentioned the countless pieces of media that they've been involved with. I mean fuck, the Cribs episode is worth its own reveal alone. Maybe some other day. But for now, who knows where the Gorillaz will show up next. They might release another video for Phase 5, they could release a whole new album, or they could just stop making music altogether. Only one thing is for certain, and that is that Murdoch will not get away with his crimes against humanity. Anyways, I've been Ally, and until I can think of an actual thesis for my video, I'll see you around.